Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ty, or Ty B Thug, and as some know me as. Today, I want to do kind of my perspective or an investor's look at the JRNY Club. It's an NFT project that minted last November. It's coming up on its 1 year anniversary, and I think right now is a good time to do a video because JRNY Club is sort of transitioning now. They just rebranded with new logos and more to come, as well as they're starting to get some tangible products that we can review and discuss versus the prior months where most of the things were just speculation. And so obviously NFT markets are challenging as it is. So maybe I can help give some clarity of my opinions and help people see some things that they may not be aware of about the JRNY Club. So what you see right here is the JRNY Club's new website. It's just in a coming soon stage. It's just showing us that they have this new logo, new branding with kind of the matte black and white, sort of modern, sort of space aged, which has always been at the foundation of the JRNY Club. Uh, we're not that we're going to space, but that space is cool, and we have a lot of themes, especially with the Planet Zolo NFT set. They're space centric, so you can kind of get that from this, and it's cool. It's fun to look at. However, it's going to be another couple of weeks, perhaps sooner, until we're able to interact with this website further. So that's great. So let's talk about the rebranding, I guess. So let's go into Discord. So if you want to know information about the JRNY Club, really the only spot you can go right now is Discord. There's some activity on Twitter, but it's minimal. And so these are some of the things we'll talk about. But to get regular updates, you need to be in Discord and relatively active. And so I think there's a lot of people maybe not finding the JRNY Club at this point because that is the case. I don't think many people use Discord or really understand its functionality in this whole metaverse Web3 environment. But over time, this is going to become more well known. But people simply look to Twitter or white papers or websites, and for the JRNY Club now that is a little bit lacking. So I'll show you around in here. We're in Discord. I'm not going to cover all of Discord, but just some recent updates for the JRNY Club, and I believe there's a screenshot of this particular page on the Twitter. But the rebranding, this was with Matte Projects based out of New York City. You can see this little JRNY logo plus the one I showed you on the website. It's black, it's new, it's cool, it's very marketable. It looks to get achieve more engagement from people that come across it. So that's great. But obviously we know a new logo on its own doesn't do much. So what else is coming behind that? Part of it is, still speculation. We're not sure. From my perspective as an investor, the last few months for the JRNY Club was really an opportunity to adapt and grow. And, I believe some of these guys, maybe their first time really undertaking a company of this magnitude, as well as, NFTs are still pretty new. And there's not really a foundation or a guideline for them to follow to create a winning project. And so it's really, sink or swim, and kind of you have to adapt in order to come up with your best, put your best foot forward. And so at times we find things come out and are retracted and then re-released, but with changes, and that's to be expected. But now we're coming up on a year. JRNY Club had raised significant funding on the time of mint. And so we've got a year of experience, essentially plenty of money in the bank, and things should start rolling now. And I'm just as optimistic as ever. So the rebranding, we have the new logo now. The new website is going to be more functional, hopefully soon. The JRNY Pass art still represents the old. Let's go check that out real quick. Mm-hmm. Sorry for the delay, but I think it's important to show. So there's going to be a couple changes to the artwork on the NFTs. There's the God, OpenSea is always so slow, isn't it, guys? Okay, here's the Journey Pass, and that spaceship rocket thing is the old logo. This pass is going to be entirely changed. It's also, I don't believe, going to represent as a mint pass anymore, but rather membership, which is good because when something's branded as a mint pass, every time something is minted from it, it sort of states that now that is worth less because it served its purpose as a mint pass. So recognizing this as more of a membership rather than a mint pass, plus the new artwork is set to come really anytime. Not only that, there's going to be a new PFP set that's going to be tied to this. However, that sounds like it could still be a while. They're looking for an artist, but hopefully once that artist is acquired, they'll do nothing but work on the new PFP. And so everybody that owns a pass is going to also get that PFP in addition. So you'll have 2 new pieces of artwork. But that's coming in the near future, and that's sort of part of the rebranding. Some of these high quality promo videos and merchandise, I'm unfamiliar with that. We really haven't seen that. And it's something I can speak to now, or as I mentioned leading into this video, is that to find out about JRNY Club or to understand what's going on has not been made publicly friendly. And so, I say that it's somewhat critical, however, if there's nothing to market, then I understand saving the funds or whatever to stay limited in marketing. But I think now things are coming together where we should really see a push anytime because of some of the products that we're going to go over. So I'm not going to spend too much time. This video will get way long, but there's these metaverse boxes we'll look at in a minute. They have a news website that is officially launched. This one-of-one NFT set that's going to come out that's going to be more of a high-end sort of developer and artist networking system that's going on. The JRNY membership site. So if you own a pass, you're going to get access to an additional membership site where the content of that is sort of yet to be disclosed. The Stardust store we'll get into towards the end as well. And that's sort of this thing that has made this Discord more interactive and more engaging in a way to reward users for buying NFTs and holding NFTs, kind of like staking, but without being a crypto token. It's this Discord currency, which sounds kind of but they're really starting to develop it, and I'm definitely coming around to the idea of this is actually a really powerful and useful tool. So let's go see what I have next. So this is just showing Discord, I suppose, nothing to point here, but now to access the JRNY Club Discord, you have to own a pass, and you're not going to be able to chat or engage really. You can see a couple of announcements without having a pass, but it's added a little bit of exclusivity. So if you want to even talk with us or hang out with us, this is where we spend a lot of time. You're going to need to own a pass, and so that's the purpose of that. And then I'm going to bounce back and forth with a little Planet Zolo, because where the JRNY Club is sort of missing a little bit on products still at this point, Planet Zolo kind of has some to compensate or to make up for that. So Planet Zolo and JRNY Club are very separate. However, I think everybody just about in JRNY Club owns a Planet Zolo, so it's more or less it's a very similar, very close-knit project. But Planet Zolo came out with some great lore videos that you can see on their Twitter. We'll go over here. So here's some of the one-of-one art at the top. They had this great video. They had a game that came out, Battle for Zolo. I'll show you over here. You're able to play. And it was awesome. It was rolling, and then all of a sudden it just kind of ghosted it. It disappeared. And so right now this game is only for those that own a pass or a Zolo. It's in beta testing, but nobody's playing it, so you can't. Good luck trying to play it. But it now seems like Zolo's starting to wake up. So if we go back here, this video, I'll play it real quick, just because I don't think it's publicly available yet. And so you should be able to come into the Planet Zolo Discord and see this. I'm not exactly. But if you were familiar with the old game, the new game has been completely reformed. New everything. It's completely remade. So let's just watch this for a second.
Your turn to ban.
So these characters are some of the more rare Planet Zolo NFT sets. You can see the blooper down here as they onboard
Enemy's
partners.
turn to ban.
They're going to be able to add their characters.
Your turn to pick.
Want to partner. Some speculation or things that Tony mentioned about this because they want to get it listed on like Epic Games and some other things. So this artwork is great. I think there's a lot of potential with this, especially with where the price of this project currently is. It's like 50 or 60 bucks for an NFT, and it's really under the radar, and that's mostly self-inflicted because there hasn't been much really to come out in the recent past that would suggest anything otherwise. Let's go over to the Planet Zolo website really quick while we're on it. So this website's always been very cool. It hasn't been used for a while after the mints. It's fun artwork. There's talks of like, hey, this could be a cool Netflix thing, all of that. I think it definitely has the style. But what just came out yesterday, I believe, it was sort of officially announced, and again, only in Discord, so nobody else, even knows about it, is this Zolo editor. And I'm actually really excited about this. So you can connect, and I've got 2 NFTs in this wallet. So I changed this guy's eyes the other day. But any of your Zolo NFTs, you can come in here and you can change at this point either their eyes or their mouth. And so I think this is pretty actually groundbreaking in a sense for NFTs because everybody's so convinced on, I've got to get the one of one, I've got to get the rarity, and prices are based so much on the different rarity of items. Whereas now this sort of gives us an opportunity to explore a new avenue where everybody is more or less on an equal playing field when they receive their NFT, to some degree. But yet the ability to make it rare is based on your engagement in the community. So if I wanted to put this mouth on it, it cost me 60,000 Stardust. And so really quick, we've got to go on what is Stardust. Stardust, if you go back into Discord, is something that you earn based on engaging in here. So if I own, let's go to pin tweets. I think there's something here. So if I own, it's council chat, that's why. If I own one Journey Pass, I earn X amount of Stardust per day. If I own, 10 Journey Passes, I own another X amount of Stardust per day, and so on and so forth. So you can see this little graphic here. On the left side are the number of NFTs that you would own, and then on the number next to it, sort of associated to the amount of Stardust you would earn. So it's kind of like earning a crypto token. However, it's a Discord currency. So that allows them to mitigate a lot of legal issues, for example, what Ape is having right now. And it's a really clever idea, especially as they continue to add utility to it. So by buying and being a holder and doing things or playing the Battle of Zolo game, you can earn this currency, and then you can come over and spend this currency to customize your NFTs. There's the Stardust store, which is about to undergo another renovation because it still represents the old branding. But with your Stardust, you can come in here and purchase various things. Here's an Oculus, here's some NFTs, and you get the principle that the more Stardust you have, the more power, the more buying power you have. And the only way to achieve more Stardust is either hold more NFTs or be more interactive in the community. And so it's building this ecosystem that is quite nice. However, some of these things are still in development. Like the Stardust store is great, but every few weeks it's kind of rebuilt because it's a learning process. But it's a really useful way to make the ecosystem overall engaging versus, like you own an NFT and now what? Now you just hold it without really anything to do. And so I think that's great. But back to this, thing. And so what I would do is I put this mouth on them. Obviously everybody's going to go for the more rare ones probably, but I can put this, cheesy grin mouth on it. Maybe not. whatever. So yes, there I can put the grin on. That's going to cost me 75,000. I can click to generate it, and then on OpenSea or wherever, it's going to be updated on the blockchain within just a couple of minutes. And now that old NFT is no longer. I have changed it into a new NFT, and I think this is awesome. I really hope this gets out there. And it's simple, right? Just changing the eyes and the mouth, but it's actually complex, and a lot of ideas can really stem from this concept. So looking forward to that. All right, some other things real quick because this is probably already getting a little long. There's this JRNY Metaverse box website. These are already they've already been minted. However, they haven't been revealed. There's going to be some partner, but you can see that there's quality going into this stuff. This is a cool website. You can engage. You can open this back door here, and this is a link to OpenSea. This is a link to I don't know. This is looks rare, Discord link. So it's cool. There's since minting the pass, I want to say there's been about 4 or 5 NFT drops to mint holders. So right now the ecosystem is down in price. So those drops, one could take it or leave it. However, as things continue to build, that's really going to be value that has been given to some holders. We're going to transition to Block News. This is a news website. For me personally, I don't interact with these too much. However, a lot of people do, and it's supposed to be a good way to gain traffic. So blocknews.com is owned by the JRNY Club, and they'll be able to sort of coordinate stories and interviews and things like that to obviously represent the best of the market, but also lead individuals into the path of JRNY Club. And so if they're going to come here for news, well, brought to you by JRNY Club, and it's a good way to, represent the company and create partnerships as well. But also it's just another product. And so I think that's mostly it. We can speculate a lot, but now we've got the new rebranding that's underway. At this point it's been just a logo and a coming soon website. And so really waiting for that to take shape. What lessons learned over the last several months by the higher ups in this company are actually going to be applied in this rebrand, aside from aesthetics, but growing as a company. Moving forward, we know there's significant funding for partnerships, and now that there's actually some products to market and to generate partnerships, I think we should be on the verge of making that happen. And lastly, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, the crypto markets are, at least as of today, starting to look all right. I think Bitcoin's trying to break 21,000, and so there's all about building in a bear market. There's the argument about should I put things out. I think it's well or useful to always deliver. Bear or bull, because you have no control over it. You can only control what you do. So always delivering is great. But if some of these things start to come out and the marketing starts while things are heating up, JRNY Club is set to stand apart if they decide to show their face. And so make one more point of something that I think is really noteworthy and one of potentially the biggest moves that JRNY Club has made or committed to, but yet is still very much speculation. However, the risk reward on the payout of this particular topic is something that I think most investors should pay attention to. And so everybody's aware that the metaverse is being worked on and going to be it's probably going to be significant for many years to come. But in what way, shape, or form is what the big question is. And so Tony, JRNY Crypto, and has taken JRNY Club and assumed that Bored Ape Yacht Club and the other side, other deeds, are going to be the premier metaverse in the very near future. And what he's done is he's taken a vast amount of raised funds for the JRNY Club and acquired Bored Ape Yacht Club and mostly other deeds, NFTs, so all the land parcels. And it's an interesting concept, I think, to take essentially all the money, not all the money, but a large chunk of the money that was raised from investors for the JRNY Club NFTs, but then to take that money and delegate it and buy a different project's NFTs. I think it's really interesting, and it could be, a topic of many discussions. And so, on one side, it's like that's pretty wild. However, if the other side turns out to be, as great as it potentially could be, and I think there's a lot of evidence that's pointing to it being, pretty substantial, then the JRNY Club has positioned itself by being the top holder of these lands. And so I believe they own over 500 of these land plots. And this was a month or two old chart showing the ownership. And if we were to click this image, hopefully you can see pretty well on your screen, but every yellow dot belongs to JRNY Club. And, essentially it belongs to Tony. It's advertised as belonging to the community members. But I think that this whole concept of it's part of the community's wallet, and that's very, very undefined. As a community member myself, I currently don't see any benefits personally, as this being part of my community wallet. And I don't think anybody can, because it's based so much on, what is the other side actually going to look like. So I think I think there's a huge opportunity here if this works out. I do think it's, risk within a risky business, but if this concept works out for the JRNY Club, then the investors are going to be rewarded handsomely. I also think it's something that could be addressed now in order to spin this into something that is more investor friendly. For example, I can simply say he spent all of these funds on a different NFT project, and to change the narrative to show investors a way that this is actually benefiting them with clarity. And if that becomes publicly known, then I think this is also going to be huge. So again, this is one of the biggest speculative parts of the project at the moment, but it's also one of the parts of the project which has cost the most company funds. And so I think it's definitely something to be paid attention to, and new investors should know that this is what's going on. And so it's again, I think the rewards could potentially be exceptional, but you have to do your due diligence to not only research the JRNY Club, but also to understand the other side and know if that's going to be a winning choice. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Just in recap, I just wanted to get some information out there about the JRNY Club. I think information and more parties are going to start participating, as it looks to me like things are really starting to take form. And I'm really expecting a push forward, on all aspects from the JRNY Club. So we can see that they have some products, now with the Stardust ecosystem and the store, and being able to customize your NFTs on Zolo is awesome. The brand new game for Zolo is just around the corner. With the JRNY Club, you're getting some new artwork, a new website, a new membership website, continued NFT drops. Partnerships hasn't even really began yet. Marketing hasn't really began yet. And so when things ramp up, there should be some good opportunities there. And mostly that's what I wanted to share, and provide you with some information to where you can draw your own conclusions. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching, and take care.